Alright, round 5, let's go. I want to leave Pre-Marina. See if I lead Cinderace. Fuck it, let's lead Cinderace. I'll play some speed tie games. I ain't scared. I ain't scared to speed tie someone. God, all the teams, everything's bad. Rillaboom's bad. I haven't. I haven't brought in Rillaboom a single time. I guess that's why I do need, like, I don't know. Like, even if, so, like, obviously I only have grass moves on it, so that is some of it. Okay. This is gonna be. This might be a terrible idea. So I'm just gonna put it on the record. This might be a really bad idea. But I'm gonna do it. Cinderace, Duraludon, Grimmsnarl is in play right now. Rillaboom, Cinderace, Grimmsnarl, Rillaboom. Is there last mon Togekiss? I think it is. Yeah, I'll check. This might be a bad play. This might be the goated play. Thinking about my team, yeah, I think I don't like Rillaboom on the team. I'm interested in trying the Corviknight version. Reflect. Okay, good. I could beat some Reflects. So you're gonna get a big hit, but now your Duraludon is pretty threatened to just get KO'd either way. Let's see. Do you worry you could Worm Wind, Steel Spike? Yeah, I guess same thing. Oh, we should just Steel Spike ourselves, huh? True. Defense is raised. You go for a paralysis here and try to KO. Maybe I should have Steel Spiked. Maybe not. That did less than I wanted to do. I had to wicked blow there. It doesn't matter at this one, but I did have to do that. Oh wow, that's huge. I really should have knuckled then, huh? I really should have knuckled. I honestly thought my Cinderace was kind of dead meat. It's pretty good though. See. So lead. So they could have their own Cinderace. They have Togekiss. I think we bring our own Togekiss. So the Wicked Blow should go through. Yeah, I didn't consider that Steel Spike plus Reflect actually negates the super effective bonus. So they're like effectively the same thing. Their Togekiss is actually pretty bad for us because, let's see. See, we could go Yawn. Wait, how do we play this game? We're gonna reset Urshifu for the late game, and we're gonna get as many Snarls as we can. Wait, did they bring their thing back? Oh, wow. Huh. That worked pretty well for us. Oh, we can't Snarl, though. Gleam. Okay. Okay, how do we play this? I'm actually not sure. I want to yawn into the Milotic, and I guess just start Flare Blitzing. Reflect, T-Wave, D-Gleam. The berries are nice. So you're drowsy. Reflect may or may not end. Guess this is a good yawn. Yeah, I kind of do just want to sack the Arcanine now. It's not really doing anything, so I'm just gonna Flare Blitz. Really hope I don't burn. I think our Togekiss should be fine. Your Grimstar is probably like clay. It's not long. Okay. 25 to 30. Okay, so I guess I can't really let my Togekiss die right now. And I like Wicked Blowing in case they switch. Wow, they're no fear. Ironhead wouldn't have KO'd, so this isn't a big deal. We could ignore the Togekiss for at least one turn, so I want to do this on Milotic. That's nice. I guess with that we should have, oh, okay, that's, yeah, we needed more than one turn of sleep. We needed more than one turn. We should have technically air slashed into their Togekiss because I didn't realize Urshifu would just 2-hit KO. Honestly, I think that Milotic's pretty aggressive, so yeah. Okay. They got game one. Let's see. Dang, if that Milotic... We were actually, like, pretty favored if that Milotic stayed asleep for a bit longer. Although we might have punted. It's good to know that the Milotic seems extremely aggressive, though. I'm going to lead the same thing. If they lead the same thing, I'm going to Steel Spike into their Grimmsnarl turn one. And I'm actually going to leave my Togekiss in. I like the Urshifu. Actually, like Primarina over Arcanine. I don't think Arcanine's doing as much good. Yeah. I like this. So there are two ways we could go about it. We could... I think we actually yawn their Duraludon. Okay, same lead. So this is where I'm at. I definitely want to do this. I think that's pretty good. Not sure. They could have Max Lightning, but I still think it's their best play. Actually, we should have just maybe led Primarina, to be honest. Primarina, actually, we're going to do that if there's a game 3. We're just going to leave Primarina. It's pretty good against their whole team except Rillaboom. So I hope there's a game 3. I think if there is a game 3, it'll actually clinch the series. Okay. Grimmsnarl down. So they could attack our Togekiss, which sucks, but I think it would faint. But if they attack our Cinderace, then we're Gucci. What is going into? Yep. Okay, smart. Yep, it makes sense that we live. So then we play the game. Do you have Max Lightning or not? How likely is it based off Picolytics? Pretty likely. It's pretty damn likely. Oh yeah, especially if you're AB, which you probably are. Okay, how's this game gonna go? You're gonna Max Lightning or Togekiss. We're gonna protect. We should live. Then I guess we just start knuckling up. We want at least one knuckle. We could Airstream Air Slash too. I'm not a huge fan of that. I like getting the knuckle up on the Duraludon. Okay, good to know that has Protect. We are not targeting it. And Duraludon has Max Lightning, it should. Yeah, I guess since most of them are AV, they do have Thunderbolt. I've been using Weakness Policy that does that's either Thunderbolt or Dark Pulse, and it's kind of close between the two. Yep. I should live this though. Okay. So now we could Airstream. I mean, there is something appealing about knuckling again. There's also something appealing about our Togekiss not being dead weight. Knuckling setting up for quite a long con that I don't even think is necessary. Yeah, that was nice. If they try to target into our Cinderace, which makes sense why they would, so this actually has a lot of potential. Like 60% of the time, we're a huge favorite now. Okay, that didn't work out, but I still think we're in a really good spot. Yeah, Urshifu is pretty free to do whatever it wants now, too. We don't have to show that we're willing to bring Primarina even this game. That's my low deck out of here. I hope I don't miss. Nope. It's a lot of damage. Now what you got in the back? Oh, I thought it didn't KO. I was like, this is actually ridiculous. Ooh, good to know body press. Good to know it doesn't do that much. Toga Kiss. Okay. We Iron Head into that. And we Iron Head into this. Because they try to be cute with Protect. We actually should have reversed that targeting. We really should have reversed that targeting. That was actually pretty bad. Don't mind OKOing that. Okay, it was a crit, so it kind of didn't matter. We're revealing Iron Head here, which... Okay, that's good to know how, like, pathetic the damage is. Yeah, that was pretty bad to let them know. Although, Urshifu's Iron Head wouldn't have OKO'd. So, yep, we're bringing Primarina, surprise. Okay. And that actually... Okay, 1 second. Yeah, be right back for 1 second. Okay. I'll volume up. I think we want to go Primarina here. Because our whole shtick was kind of based around not following me and just like kind of doing some stupid crap. Wow, they like super locked that in. That's actually kind of concerning. I think I want to lead like this. I actually don't hate Cinderace in the back either, to be honest. They could para-hacks me, but they won't. Yeah, I think Cinderace in the back is actually the play. We're not maxing it, but it just matches up pretty nicely against a lot of these mons. Just speed-wise. Alright, for all the marbles. By the marbles, I mean to stay alive for round 6 in a tournament. It's like not that many marbles, to be honest. These are some good matches I'm playing. I'm learning a lot. I'm making some mistakes, but I think the games are pretty good, as expected. But you were not expecting this. So I like Star Falling into Grimmsnarl just so it doesn't like Thunder Wave us and stuff, and like even I don't even want it to Spirit Break me. But you're definitely gonna set that nonsense up. It's like, maybe this doesn't KO, actually. Maybe I should just... I could just... yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna ignore Grimmsnarl. I think Grimmsnarl doesn't do anything this game. That's bad. It's actually not that bad. It's actually not that bad. Now this is where I want Snarl to miss. I didn't want it to miss last game that I lost. Or last match that I lost. That decided the match. I wouldn't mind it missing right here. Clay. You got me. I mean, it's only +1. It's really not a big deal. Here's how much this Starfall does. Because a Helping Hand Grass could KO this Milotic. Although it seems like the Milotic might max. Okay, that doesn't do much, but... that was effectively stab and light screen. So that was a 130 base move, and this will be a 260. So I think this actually KOs, unless they max. But like, I kind of don't care if they max, to be honest. Huh. Okay, I wasn't expecting to recover. I was not expecting to recover in that spot specifically. And actually, I think it... yeah. That sucks. Damn, they're Milotic. Oh, that recover was actually really good. Oh, it has Grassy C too. That's actually funny. How do we salvage this? I mean, I think we just do it again. It feels too, like, easy, though. Don't exactly hate this play. I don't love it. Okay, that's what I expected, so that's pretty good. And then what do? You just like Thunder Wave or Primarina or whatever? Good against status. Spirit Break, yep. Alright, let's see. It should 2-hit KO you. Maybe we Moonblast Grim. I don't care what Grim's doing now. Oh, Grim's gonna... we needed to Moonblast Grim. This is actually pretty bad. Well, I was not expecting this max. We should have Moonblasted Grim, because they could Spirit Breaker Urshifu and just, like, destroy it. Damn, that Milotic switch was so good. The recover too. I wasn't expecting the recover. I thought it was a... it felt like a more aggressive Milotic just because of its damage output to me, and it felt kind of squishy, but I guess it just wasn't. I shouldn't have really assumed it. I was just surprised that Urshifu would be able to 2-hit KO it. Yeah. Yeah, if we would have Moonblasted, that wouldn't have happened, but it happened. It definitely happened. I think we lose, to be honest. Actually, maybe we had to. Oh god, oh we messed up again. I think we had to energy ball the Milotic there just so Grimmsnarl, because now the Hyper Voice is going to give them a free switch out. But if we kept the Grimmsnarl in, I'd be like, hey, I don't care about your Grimmsnarl for at least one turn. But we were just geysering into Prim. That's a pretty crazy geyser too. Not that it did much damage, but still, Jesus. Okay, what we got going on here? I like E-balling you, I guess. You're gonna Thunderbolt. Oh, that does nothing. You know what? You know what happened? We just needed Rillaboom. Yeah, look at that. We just needed Rillaboom. Oh, I mean, it was a crit, but the Cinderace didn't do anything. Like, literally, if the turn 2, if we could just swap into Rillaboom, because that swap is 100% safe. If we just swap into it, we don't get completely destroyed by this Milotic, and we just, like, do stuff and win the game. Beats. I don't know what I'm hoping for. I guess quite the string of critical hits and misses. I mean, this could crit and probably still not do enough damage. Yeah. Alright, Jeej. Okay. I got some learning to do. That's what's going on. I actually think this team was good. I just don't know how to play it still. Particularly in best of 3. So, I'm kicked out of the tournament, or not kicked out, but like I'm dropping because I can't top cut. 1 second. Okay, good game to my opponent. That Prim swap was really good. They clearly know the matchup more than me, that they could just like predict that. Whereas let's see. Let me pull up the team. I'm trying to think what I could have done. Yeah, so I think what happened, I think the Snarl play was fine. So while I was saying, oh, I'm not bringing Rillaboom into every matchup, I kind of get it now. in that you need Rillaboom to cover certain stuff like Milotic and whatnot. So like their team was all good against Rillaboom except Milotic. But then we lost to Milotic. And honestly, we had a Primarina, Arcanine, and Urshifu actually just like covers the team except for like a Milotic that's set up a bit too well. Like Urshifu's okay against Milotic, but not like Rillaboom is, you know. So I think if we had Rillaboom over Cinderace there, we swap it in turn 2, then the Milotic just is kind of threatened out the game, and we just like spam Grassy Glide into that slot, and if they switch in, then so this is what I want to do. I want to put Knockoff over Woodhammer, just so I don't feel like, oh, all their team resists grass, I can't bring Rillaboom. I used to say all the other coverage was bad, but now I kind of get it, that you want like at least a neutral attack or whatever. And yeah, so we Grassy Glide into that slot. If they switch in, then we knock off into that slot. And while our Primarina is actually doing stuff instead of just like floundering around, I don't know. And the other thing was like, Cinderace seemed good, but it was also just overkill. Like, I didn't need Cinderace like to be there. So yeah. Yeah, I just need to learn. I need to go play, like, I need to ladder and deliberately put myself in more uncomfortable positions to see the range of leads that this team has, because I was kind of one-tricking the ladder. Not in a bad way, I was also, like, learning the fundamentals of the team, but now that I learned the like, fundamentals of, like, my ideal flowchart, I need to think, like, okay, what's my secondary and tertiary mode? And because not every game is going to be ideal, especially in a best of 3 when they like kind of download you game 1 and go into game 2, you can't really just like re-lead the same thing. So that's on the agenda, and I also want to try Corviknight because I do think that Mon has legs, but I need to think about it more. I need to rethink the Porygon 2. I'll pull that team up. This team. I need to rethink the Porygon 2 and even the Arcanine slot, because like currently the team's super weak to Lapras. And I think either one or both of those Mons could change and just make the team more well-rounded. But I need to think about that. But these were good games. I think it was a productive day. It wasn't a like super successful day, but it was productive. In terms of me learning and getting better, because like I could just play this Trick Room team right here. Let me pull it. Yeah, so this team right here, this balanced Trick Room team, I could play this, but like I've been playing teams like this so long that I need to branch out. Like I could play this team and I would feel very confident in doing pretty well in a tournament with this team. I mean, I'd want to practice it for a few days, but like, you gotta branch out. You gotta get uncomfortable to like improve in the long term, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm losing a lot, and it's great. I like losing because you learn more. All right, that's me rambling. That's definitely on a monologue, and that was round 5, and it'll end and. When this is uploaded, it'll be like 5 days into the future or whatever, but then I'll be back to ladder games. Who knows what team I'll be playing then? I'm not sure yet. I'm going to enjoy the weekend and like go play Halo 3 with my buddy.